Paula, thank you so much for taking the time today to talk about social media trends for 2024. So let me know what you think are going to be the top one or two social media trends for businesses in 2024.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much, Vinny, for contacting me and getting in touch. It's been a long time since we spoke, and it's always nice to speak with you and chat and share ideas. Something that I've been seeing on TikTok, and specifically TikTok, because I feel like they kind of always start the trends and then you see them trickle down to Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest. Like, I feel like we all know kind of where it's starting. But if you look at the source, one thing that I've been seeing on TikTok that's probably been going on for a while is unhinged like content. And uh, this is very strange for corporations to be doing, but this is something you see. One brand that's particularly famous for this is Duolingo, Scrub Daddy, Drumstick. All of these brands have very memeified, very strange content, if you will. I think this trend is going to continue. I've actually follow a body shop because they went viral on TikTok for having unhinged and funny, just kind of out of pocket, if you will,
Sure.
corporate or business content, if you will. So I think that trend is going to continue of brands not taking themselves so seriously. Um, Obviously, we run the risk of some HR violations. So, of course, you need to be careful with some of those things. I don't know if all of these things are HR approved, but I think the trend of being more relaxed and being more personable, being more authentic, all of those things are some things that are going to continue as a trend in more of that business setting for social media. So, so yeah, I would say that's one thing, and I would advise people to go to the Drumstick brand in particular to see, and even Wendy's, I would say, to go see what I'm kind of what kind of content they're doing,
Sure.
and that's what I mean by it, like unhinged content.
That's awesome. So unhinged content could be anything that's just kind of wacky. Can you give me an example maybe of some of the unhinged content that you've seen from these brands?
Yeah. Okay. So I feel like drumstick kind of makes my head swirl a little bit because it's like it'll be like they're doing a gender reveal, but it's for they're using their drumstick. So they're getting the product in there every way they can. But when you cut open the drumstick to see the color of the baby, it'll be just like a pop-up meme sort of thing. So it's that combination of meme culture, which I think is very strong with the younger population. Like it's almost like a language in itself, finding ways to incorporate and integrate memes into your trends, into your posts, and into humor
Sure.
is definitely something that's continues to be trending. But that's an example of a video at the top of my head that personifies this unhinged trend, if you will, or tendency.
Yeah, and I like that, and I think that brands. I agree. I think brands should be doing more of that. I think they should. You want to stand out. You want to, remain top of mind. You do that in a way that presents humor, presents anything that is not the norm for your industry or for social media, for that matter. And you're going to stand out. People are going to stop scrolling. So, Paul, let me ask you: do you have any other trends that you think will be hot for 2024?
Yeah, I do think that TikTok has been working on this for a while, and I think it was released a little bit earlier in like the Chinese version of TikTok, but their shop is also a trend that I'm gonna see. I feel like I'm gonna see a lot more brands trying to sell on TikTok, which some people have already started that. Um, that's something that I see people moving towards, and making more like uh, finding a way to keep people on to
Sure.
then stay and shop. So finding a way to make your content, you know, valuable enough so that people not only want or engage with your brand, but also then go all the way through and make a purchase off the TikTok shop. So I would be so because it's so integrated into the experience from content to like purchase, it's very
Sure.
simple and almost dangerous, I even
Right.
say. I would say that the tendency for content to veer in that direction is almost going to be kind of like natural. So
Hmm.
I would advise people to look at some of the people that are already doing this, that already have shops that are up and running, and how they're making their going from content to, you know, link to product.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
because I think there's going to be a very, very blurred line between an ad, or what we would
Hmm.
traditionally see as an ad, to content from a brand
Right.
or a seller or creator. So I'd be very cautious of that, like looking at what people are doing and how they're doing it well, because it's gonna be a lot more often, a lot more common to see
Hmm.
people shopping from TikTok.
No, I agree. I think that TikTok makes it very easy for you to blur the lines or get confused of what's actually content and what's an ad. And
Yeah.
the only thing that's different is you're looking at there's a button there that allows you to click and purchase. So to me, I think they're leading the charge. I agree with you on that, on integrating the shop into the content. So that's really interesting. I feel like a lot of the platforms are doing that, but I think we're going to continue to see uh, the integration into the purchase, for businesses in all the platforms. Um, but TikTok, especially, I'm starting to notice that every three or four um, scrolls that I do, it's something that I can purchase. So it's pretty interesting. TikTok's really put a lot of emphasis on the purchase.
Yeah, absolutely. I think specifically the way in which their video formats carry into the purchasing format is, sorry, is
Okay.
definitely different. It's not like Instagram where you would look at a post and then maybe go to the shop. It's
Hmm.
a little bit more integrated, like it feels
Right.
more seamless.
Right.
And so, creating that seamless experience, though, is something that takes time, right? You
Hmm.
can't create any friction with the content, and you
Hmm.
have to like create, more flow from the content to getting
Right.
people compelled enough to,
Right.
buy the item, or interact with that in a way. So that's a strong trend that I see for TikTok, and that I think it's going to carry over into the other platforms as well, for sure.